World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
Dallas Bishop T.D. Jakes is finally speaking out about the rumors of him being seen at Diddy's parties. And he's allegedly suing everyone that has tried to expose him after Jay-Z and Beyonce. T.D. Jakes is the third person to try and silence victims of Diddy's sexual abuse. What was T.D. Jakes doing at Diddy's parties? And what is his victim allegedly saying about him on the 25th of November? Bishop T.D. Jakes filed a defamation lawsuit against fellow pastor Dwayne Youngblood. Pastor Youngblood claimed that T.D. Jakes had tried to sexually assault him when he was just 18 years old, and had even tried to have him in the church during service. Youngblood allegedly had witnesses and phone records to back up his claims, and the things he was saying were horrifying. Since then, Bishop Jakes has been named in a lawsuit in connection to Diddy and even been mentioned by Cat Williams as being a pedophile.
He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, "Wayne, it's Elder Jakes." And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to the service tonight. She says, no. You know we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
T.D. Jakes was first mentioned as an accomplice on Diddy in Lil Rod's lawsuit, where Lil Rod claimed that Diddy was allegedly using T.D. Jakes' religious influence to improve his image. Allegedly, T.D. Jakes helped. Did he get access to new victims and was using his position as leader of the Potter's House to rehabilitate Diddy's image? T.D. Jakes has so far denied any wrongdoing, but he has also been quiet about being at Diddy's parties.
World-renowned Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop to soften the impact on his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Ventura is a former girlfriend of Combs who filed her own lawsuit in November alleging abuse, violence, and sex trafficking.
Meanwhile, Combs' lawyer is criticizing the raids at 2 of the hip-hop mogul's homes in a federal sex trafficking investigation. He called them an unprecedented ambush. It comes as we're getting a new look inside Combs' L.A. house after the search by federal agents. Carter Evans has details about what the feds have uncovered so far.
Guns, cell phones, and other electronics are among the items taken from the homes of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, according to a source familiar with the search warrant performed by federal agents at his properties in Los Angeles and Miami. TMZ says this video shows the aftermath of the raid inside Combs' LA mansion. Drawers empty, documents scattered, and safes opened and searched. Hours after the raid started, Combs was seen walking around the Miami Opa-locka airport, according to TMZ, which also obtained this video. Even though Combs has not been publicly named as a target of the investigation, he says he's now prepared to fight to clear his name.
Interestingly, however, there are several witnesses that claim to have seen T.D. Jakes at Diddy's all-white parties and freak-offs. Gene Deal was one of these people, and allegedly he saw T.D. Jakes too, and couldn't understand why a religious figure like him would be close to Diddy. Gene Deal had previously hinted about pastors being connected to Diddy and how these wolves are really dressed in sheep's clothing. There have been reports that a pastor has been seen on the tapes that were collected from the raids on Diddy's mansion in Miami. The feds haven't confirmed which pastor this really is, but if Gene Deal and alleged victims are to be believed, this person is actually T.D. Jakes. These tapes are the main reason that T.D. Jakes is worried. He knows that if these tapes get out into the public, his career is going to be destroyed, and he could go to jail too. T.D. Jakes' alleged victim tells the same story. According to him, T.D. Jakes made him feel used and powerless in front of the congregation, and even called him and told him that he owned him. Now,
this is my 30th year as a lawyer. I've tried over 100 cases. I can assess whether somebody's story is credible. And if I don't believe it, I'm not going to put my name on a pleading, sign it, and file it in court. I'm not doing that. And that's what I did with the 60-plus cases that I rejected.
And this is not really your area of expertise. If people are going to look you up, celebrity lawsuits is not really where you make your bones. Why this?
Well, I was involved in the Weinstein litigation. Right. I was involved in the Paducah litigation. I was involved in the Hayden litigation. Why did I do this? I do this because it's important. I think it's important for people to be heard, have their chance to get the power back. Because sexual abuse, sexual assault is about one thing: taking power, humiliating, demeaning a person and a victim. It has nothing to do with sex. And so I think it's important. I think it's important to get the word out. I think it's important for men to feel, hey, look, I can come out and be heard just like a woman could.
And the defense that, look, they knew what they were getting into. These are regrets. They went there, they partied, and now they see a pocket.
No, I don't think so. My client
was... Were they gay men?
One was bisexual, the other ones were not. And they were going there. The client who was bisexual worked for Diddy. Diddy owed him money for doing errands for him and being his step and fetch, for lack of a better word. And I think it was a power move. It was a clear power move because this guy had the nerve to come to him and say, you owe me money. And so Diddy said, come on to the Intercontinental Hotel. He gives him the drug, knocks him out, sodomizes him. And I won't use the term that my client used, but I will... He said he tried to turn me into his B word. And I think it was a clear power move on each and every occasion. I think the ones that took place in the Park Hyatt, that wasn't partying. My client met him at a nightclub in the city here with a music producer. He didn't think he was getting into that. The man who was in the Hamptons, he thought he was going to a white party. Who wouldn't want to go to a white party? I would have gone to a white party back in the day. I wouldn't go now, but they went there innocently, and this is what happened to them.
T.D. Jakes might actually just be another pawn under Diddy's control. The allegations against Bishop T.D. Jakes are as shocking as they are complex, intertwining accusations of abuse, corruption, and manipulation. As the lawsuits unfold and more details emerge, the line between truth and speculation becomes increasingly blurred. Is Bishop Jakes an accomplice, a victim of manipulation, or simply a man whose proximity to power has drawn him into a web of controversy? Tell us what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for future updates.